Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again. Um, Let me tell you something. It is Friday and it's New Year's Eve. So those of you, whatever you guys do this evening to bring into the new year, make sure you be safe. I know with this COVID going rampant right now, a lot of people are not having parties or doing anything that they normally do because of you know afraid of getting it. I know some of you guys probably may be having it right now or have had it, so you know, right? Um, I will say, just be safe, whatever it is that you're doing. I'm not doing anything. I'm probably going to be alone for New Year, so um, it sucks, but it is what it is. I will say that we at least we will have Cowboys football this weekend to bring in the new year. Playing against the Cardinals at 4:25 on Sunday because the game was flex. Remember, it was at 1 o'clock at first. They moved it to 4:25 Eastern, 3:25 for you Central people. Now, this game, a lot of people are going to judge the Cowboys on this game, whether they think that they can make it all the way to the bowl or not. And I'm gonna say this because, well, the Cardinals was the 1 seed. Now they're the 5th seed. They dropped, I think, what, 3 games in a row or something like that. Now they don't have D Hop, and I think they got some defensive guys out as well. Um, but Kyler Murray is Kyler Murray. This guy runs around like a madman, and he's so short. He's little, so he can hide behind those offensive linemen. So, but I think that if any team can keep him in control, it will be the Dallas Cowboys. And I'll talk more about that in my matchup video. But I will say now, we have the linebacker to do it with Micah Parsons. With his speed, he can keep him in check. Cause they could use him as a spy because we have the rest of our other defensive linemen playing, so you can rush and be sure to know that Dan Quinn will probably be rushing with 5 guys because of the simple fact that they need to keep him contained because he's comfortable what we have in the back end with our DBs and they can cover as well. So, we have a complete defense for the most part. So that's a good thing. Coming in this game, if Dak Prescott plays like he did the game with against Washington, I have no problem with us beating the Cardinals because the biggest threat is Kyler Murray and their tight end Zach Ertz. That's pretty much the ones that I'm really worried about because Cowboys have always had issues with tight ends, right? Even with as good as our defense is. But I will say I'm happy overall with this team. I think Dak's going to come back to form. He's going to do what he needs to do. Um, so I'm definitely looking forward to this Cardinals game. Definitely looking forward to it. And I know a lot of people asked whether or not we were going to sit guys for the Eagles game. It really depends on how this weekend goes. It depends on what goes around the league because I hate to be the one to have to calculate all the probabilities of different players, different teams getting what in seedings in the playoffs because it's really hard. Now we know we clinched the division, we know we clinched the playoff spot, but the Cowboys are trying to get that number 1 spot, and that's going to be kind of hard because Green Bay is what they only have three losses, right? So I don't know who I have to look and see who Green Bay plays this weekend, but I don't. Are they playing? Who are they playing? I don't know, but I don't necessarily see them losing because this is Aaron Rodgers' time right now. He's normally the guy to when it's time to play, he's going to play. Um, but the Cowboys are the 2nd seed, and for us to keep that, we have to keep winning. So we definitely have to beat the Cardinals because you want to keep them in that back half of it. And you kind of don't want the Eagles to go to the playoffs either. Not saying that they're going to do much, but I just don't want to see another team in our division going to the playoffs. I want to be the only one in our division to go. So in order for that to be, you got to beat them next week as well. And hopefully that they lose against whoever they play against this week. So it's a lot of different variables. We're getting guys back from COVID. Malik Hooker and Jordan Lewis are going to be back for the game. Although Kelvin Joseph did impress me with his first game, but he had no choice because when you're playing with a team like this and everybody is balling on defense, you got to come in. You're a rookie. You got to come in and play, and you got to come in and match that intensity because if not, you're not gonna get no time on the field. That's just pretty much how that goes. Now, when you look at Tyron Smith, they said that Tyron Smith should be coming back playing this game. You're definitely gonna need him. as far as that run game goes. Because if Zeke and Pollard can play like they did against Washington, oh, I have no issue with them winning this game. I just feel like it's gonna happen. Now the Cardinals are probably the hardest team we've had to play since I don't know. The Raiders were, I know they beat us, but that that stretch between Thanksgiving is really hard for the Cowboys because having to come back and playing 3 games in 18 days is that short stretch of games, but and then back Thursdays as well. So, um, and then getting back to the groove of playing on a Sunday. So it's just it's all about the mental of these teams. Now, hopefully, we don't have too many issues with players being out from the pandemic, but we'll see what happens with that. But I do have confidence in this team going forward. I feel like everything is lining up for the Cowboys to go deep into the playoffs this year, and hopefully this year we'll at least see this team make it to the NFC title game because that is something we have not done. What since '98? It's been a long time. So it is what it is. So let's see what we can do. Now, let me know what you guys think in the comments section and things about how you feel about the Cowboys right now. Um, Dak is the leader of this team, and I think that with everything coming full circle, I think that we're gonna be all right. This team is locked and loaded; they're ready to go. And it seems like all these teams want to take our coaches. They want Kellen, they want Dan Quinn. Oh, and just real quick about Dan Quinn, and everybody's been talking about him leaving and this and that. This is my take on it, and I don't know for sure. This is just pure speculation, but I'm trying to make an educated speculation because from what I see, right, I don't think Dan Quinn wants to go nowhere. Now I know that he was a head coach and he was this close to winning the Super Bowl, and everybody can say that oh well he's people are going to say that he's not a great head coach because he lost that big lead and this and that. Okay, whatever, it happens, right? Um, I'm not going to say that he's a bad head coach, but I will say that he's a much better defensive coordinator than he is anything. So if he desires to be a head coach again, okay, he may take a job somewhere else, but he ain't taking a Jacksonville job because that's a lot of drama to be dealing with, and he don't. Why would he want that? If it's more money that he wants, I, um, the coaches are not on the same salary cap as the players are, so that comes from the teams, the owners fund. So if Jerry wants to dish out some more money because he got plenty of it to pay Dan Quinn, then he can do that all day. You can make him the highest paid defensive coordinator and just keep him forever how long you want. Now, it really just depends on what Dan Quinn wants to do. I haven't talked to him, so I don't know what he wants to do. But coming from something that makes sense and from what I think that he wants by his by what the energy that Dan Quinn is giving off, I feel like he wants to stay here. And people aren't talking about that. Everybody's talking about, oh, we might lose Dan Quinn this year. We might lose him. He might, because I know some of you guys are confused by that. Yes, he signed a 3-year deal. But if a coach can leave, long as it's for a head coaching job, right? He can't go to another team because he's still on the contract. He can't go be another coordinator somewhere else until that contract is up. But if it's for a head coach position, then he can leave. So that's the rules of that. For those of you that don't know how that works. But at the end of the day, I really think he wants to stay here because he's building something with this team. The players have his back. The coaching staff have his back. Everybody loves Dan Quinn here. I think he loves here being with the Cowboys. And again, he's creating his own Legion of Boom here with these players here. And all he needs to do is just even build some more in the draft. Yes, we're going to lose some players of free agency, but if Dan Quinn is still our coordinator, we can build that back up. I have no problem thinking that can't happen because I think it can. Now, um, in my opinion, I just think that Dan Quinn is going to stay. I don't see him leaving because even if he wanted to, if it's more money you want, damn sure that Jerry Jones gonna open that pocketbook up and he gonna give him that money for him to stick around. And if I had a choice between losing one of the two between him and Kellen Moore, I guess I could say that I'd rather keep Quinn than Kellen if I can't have both. Because I think with the offensive play caller, I think that you can have another great offensive coordinator come in here and kind of run some of the stuff that Kellen was doing going forward, or Mike McCarthy could take over the play calling and stuff like that and do his own thing. But I just think that if I had a choice, but I like Kellen Moore. I think that, and for those of you that are really up and down about Kellen Moore, understand that he's still a young coordinator in this league, and it's not by accident that teams want him as their coach. He's a young guy. He knows what he's doing. It's just that yes, he's gonna have growing pains because he's still learning. It's not like he's a seasoned veteran offensive coordinator like Norv Turner and some of those guys are. He's a guy that's still young and still learning, and he can only get better from here. And again, the bitching and complaining about this team is really annoying because we're 11-4. What are we complaining about? Nobody's complaining about Arizona Cardinals that dropped a couple of games back to back. Nobody's complaining about Tom Brady when he has a fit on the sideline and he breaks the tablet because they lost to the Saints. But nobody gives. It's just like it's a double negative and a double standard when it comes to these certain things because we make excuses for other teams, but they don't do the same for the Cowboys. It's just like, oh, if this happens, then they just suck and they can't do nothing. So that's the thing that really irritates me. But I'm happy with my Dallas Cowboys. If you ain't, then whatever. It don't matter to me. I feel good about us being 11-4. I feel about our chances going through this playoffs this year, and I think that this year feels different. We got to get out that old mindset of that old regime because that old regime ain't here no more. And will y'all finally give credit to Mike McCarthy for being the head coach of this team and putting this team in position where it needs to be? Just because you don't see what Mike McCarthy is doing, don't mean that he ain't doing nothing. His work is done throughout the week when we're sitting at home with our families not watching football. Because what we don't see is what's happening behind the closed doors. So the coordinators are the ones that run games. He is the one that is implementing and tallying everybody for their jobs to do throughout the week. So to me, Mike McCarthy, that's my coach. So it is what it is. He did good when he was with Green Bay, and he's with us now. And I'm really curious to see if we go head to head with Green Bay at some point in the playoffs. I'm curious to see how Mike McCarthy handles that. So I'm just looking forward to the challenges. So this week, Cardinals, I'll be doing my matchup video for that. But of course, this is my last video of 2021. So mark that. Last video of 2021. So we'll see y'all in the new year. I'll be doing a video before the game. So with that being said, it's your boy E2 Blue. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Tap that notification bell so you get this content. It's your boy E2 Blue. Always keeping it real. Peace out.